Alrighty, friends, welcome back to the playmat. We're back, hooray! And we open with Proxies. Rulers of the Skies came out. I am a couple weeks late to it, but that is okay. Came home and pretty much immediately turned on my printer and got these proxies running because we have some fabulous arts to look at today. So let's go ahead and start with the biggest stack here from the latest TCG Pocket set. A very interesting assortment of cards, to be quite honest. I was thinking they were going to really lean into this being like a digital version of the Gen 3 Black Bolt White Flare treatment, which I have seen many people really hoping that we get some sort of physical set for that. I would enjoy that. I am not the biggest Gen 3 fan. I know there are many big Gen 3 fans. I'm personally hoping for a Gen 2 version of that. We shall see when they release, let's go insert Gen 2 Pokemon here. I don't know. Let's go Ho-Oh and let's go Lugia or whatever they so choose. I think that's when we're maybe going to get that set, but we shall see. So we open with this really cool Genesect. Genesect has been getting some love in the Silver Border eras. He got an amazing SIR in Black Bolt White Flare, which I've been considering picking up. Where he's skulking through the hallway, which looks super sick, but really love the colors in this card here. We then also have a Vullaby. We have an interesting amount of Gen 5 Pokemon in this set, and I kind of wonder if that's not perhaps a little bit intentional in that I have been waiting for good reprints of Black Bolt White Flare this entire time, and hopefully they are coming. As of the time of filming this, there was that release of special booster there's not booster boxes, ETBs on the Pokemon Center, one of them being Brilliant Stars, which is crazy to see, but because it was Brilliant Stars, I think it was Destined Rivals and also Journey Together that got special drops on the Pokemon Center, which I didn't even try. I was busy that day. But, I'm kind of thinking that they're maybe supplementing a lot of Gen 5 Pokemon into TCG Pocket right now to kind of counterbalance the demand for Black Bolt White Flare, but don't know. Don't know how far in advance they plan these things and how well the Pokemon company / creatures / all their printing companies are necessarily able to react to the very volatile market that we've been in for the better part of 2 years now. Exhausting. But yeah, Vullaby on a bench, very cool, very cute, and I kind of also wonder if it's not tied into the Minccino that is on the bench that is in Black Bolt White Flare. That'll be cool to see. We have another Ambipom card in kind of that crayon style, which is super cute. Love how many Ambipoms are in here. You can see him down there swinging through the cheese and all. That guy, he's a menace. He's a menace back there in the corner. And this Dragonair is stunning. It is so beautiful. I really love this art. I highly encourage everybody to print this out and put this into their Dragonair binder. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. Really love how everybody's leaning into the motif of Cyclizar just being a bike. I love that the original Cyclizar illustration rare is like them parked in a parking spot all together, and here they are, in parts and service, which is really fun. Love the concept of that. This Raticate in a garden, which is super cute. Raticate, a Pokemon that's been getting a lot of love recently because it got... Let's see, it's been in Destined Rivals, it's been in Perfect Order, and now here it is in TCG Pocket. This beautiful Clefairy, it prints a little bit dark, unfortunately, so the details of the city in the background are a little bit hard to pick up, and I think that is, gosh, is that a Quasar? I think that is Rayquaza, way up at that S in the corner that almost looks like a ye olde swirl. Again, very beautiful card there. Oh no, and there goes my air conditioner. So sorry, friends. I forgot to turn it off before filming, and frankly, I don't feel like going it up and turning it off, so bear with me. Actually, this will be a good test to see how well my microphone's able to filter out that noise. This lovely Wattrel here, kind of on a cruise ship, maybe there's a cruise ship in the background. It could be on a cruise ship, could be on some balconies. Hey, look, balconies. Hey, a Legends EA, look, balconies that jut out from a building into space. God. I'm still not over the textures of the ZA buildings. They look like garbage. We have another Okubo, my favorite artist. Love this Ralts. I love the color scheme. I love a black, white, pink, minty green, light green color scheme. I have made so many quilts in this color scheme. Oh my goodness. Absolutely stunning. Once again, Okubo knocks it out of the park. Love, love, love collecting this artist. This super cute Why Not? Feels like we haven't seen Why Not in a while. But love him in the crystals, love in the cave. Very cute, very fun. The Oricorio, which I think we have all seen that this was a continuing pattern, because I think I know we have the, oh gosh, I don't know all the names of the forms off the top of my head, but I know we have the Spanish dancer form, we've had the cheerleader form. I think this is the last one. I think we have had all the different forms, and this is the last one of that set. So if you've been paying attention, you now have all 4 ways of Oricorio in its different forms. Except for base form. I don't think, well, except Oricorio doesn't have a base form. It's just whatever form it is. Interesting. And then this Anorith! Love how he's in the tank! Look at the scientist in the background. That's so cute. I love this angle of the Anorith. This very much, to me, harkens back to the e-reader era, where artists were not afraid to show Pokemon at odd angles. And I feel like this really calls back to that, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I kind of wonder, is this the artist that's been gaining a lot of traction for drawing in kind of like the 90s watercolor style? It might be, but absolutely fabulous work on this. Love that. A Poochyena that really ties into the, if you recall, the previous set of Everyday Wonders, which is super cute. Gives very much Central Park vibes with the city in the background. And he's got a big stick. He's got the biggest stick. He is the branch manager. And these Gulpin, looking at these berries on a park bench. I really feel like, oh, a national parks page with all the different Pokemon on park benches would be very cute. We have a couple of great additions in this collection here, as is. And then we have a Wurmple absolutely getting lost in the sauce of these leaves. I love the framing of this card. I love it just buried in tons of leaves all around it. Very cute. I feel like is a very good match to the Caterpie illustration rare of Caterpie and all of the leaves that came out with 151. But yeah, that is all of the illustration rares that come with this particular set that you can pull. And then we get to the special illustration rares. We start with this lovely Vespiquen. I love the purple of this background. I love the detail that none of these Combeys are female. They are all male Combe, which is very funny to me. But really love that. And then we have Typhlosion! Yes! Except no, because it's like, oh my goodness, it kills me that the Typhlosion SIR that I always wanted came out in TCG Pocket, because we're not going to get another one for such a long time. And it's so weird to me that it came out with this particular set, because like, why? What was the lot? Because Typhlosion has not been a featured Pokemon in like any of the games since Legends EA, or excuse me, not Legends EA, oh my goodness, Legends Arceus, right? So like, why is he here in this particular set? He has no like ties to Rayquaza, no ties to Gen 3, but he's here anyway. And I mean, like, gosh, it's so good. This is the one that I always wanted. This is what I wanted instead of Ethan's Typhlosion. If I could swap Ethan's Typhlosion with this and have Ethan's be the TCG Pocket and this would be the physical, I would so fast. Like, but you know, gosh, we got to take him where we can get him. So he's here. He looks fabulous. Oh, my favorite starter of all time. Thank you so much. This amazing Mega Sharpedo. Look at him go. For all the Mega Sharpedo fans, I'm so sorry that you got relegated to the proxy bin, but also like, God, that art is beautiful. I hope y'all get a good card for the actual physical TCG. This Wailord is so stinking cute, and I love how they're paying homage to the fact that, frankly, Wailord is a blimp. Wailord, the physics of Wailord are fascinating. Wailord would probably float because its mass is goofy boots. And I love seeing the Wailord doing the whale dive. That's so good. This Mega Gallade, which looks super sick. Really, really cool. Definitely, I think perhaps the least interesting of the illustration rares or the SIRs to me, but if you are a Mega Glade fan, super sick art. This Hoopa, I really love this Hoopa. This is amazing, and I think if this is the artist that I'm thinking of, this is the same artist that has done the Mighty Enna from Ascended Heroes, and the trio from Shredded Fable, which, if that's the case, this artist I think is my second favorite of the modern TCG. Absolutely stunning work. The details of this Hoopa is so sick. Again, a card I wish was a physical card. I wish all of these cards were actual physical printings, but like, oh my goodness, this one with proper texture and foiling, go crazy. And then we have the Metagross with all of his hands, all of his many hands, and all of his many forms. I love that they pay homage to the fact that like two Beldums come together to form a Matang. I think that's super sick. Great detailing on this card. Very, very cool. Swanna, which is a very interesting inclusion in all of this. Like, kind of a forgotten Gen 5 Pokemon, if we're being so honest. But, like, a beautiful card. Very Swan Lake. Very Trumpeter Swan. I love that the Ducklet is getting into it in the background. He is inspired. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful card. Also, swans are big birds. Like, if you've ever stood next to a swan, they shockingly big birds. Like, if you thought a goose could do some damage, ooh. Maybe do not mess with a swan. And then we have the two immersion rares from this set. We have a Rotom, which is a very fun and interesting inclusion. I would love to see, I have not yet seen the animation that plays with this particular immersion rare because so many people have been focused on the Rayquaza, which we will get to in a moment. But I kind of do wonder if they zoom out and it's all the different forms and appliances of him, which would be very fun and very cool. And then, of course, the title card of the set, the Mega Rayquaza EX immersion rare, which, man, I can't decide if I like this one or if I like the illustration, the special illustration there that's supposed to come out with Deltarune better. I'm not the biggest Quaza fan. I don't know what I was expecting. I think they both look fine. I like the top-down angle of this, and like the aura of this card I think is super cool. I would have loved to have seen more of Mega Rayquaza's body, because I don't think that is an art we have ever gotten. Like, anytime artists do Mega Rayquaza, they really focus on, like, the head, but they don't necessarily focus on, like, the entire body of Mega Rayquaza. I know we have gotten the G-Max Rayquaza, but that is not the same as the Mega Rayquaza, and I would have loved to have seen that, potentially. You know, and that being said, I think, for me, the SIR Mega Rayquaza in Deltarune is a little bit too, it feels like a very similar pose to both the Gold Star Rayquaza that we have gotten, and also gosh, there's another Rayquaza where they're like in that kind of like where the tail is in the foreground and the head is in the background, and it's just like, okay, we've gotten that angle a few different times. I would like to see something a little bit different. So, but yeah, these are the Proxies. So gonna go ahead and put these into my binders, and then you will see them perhaps throughout the binder tour, the Living Deck series. Just kidding! I am a clown and a fool and somehow forgot to print an entire page of the illustration rares. I was literally sorting these into my binders and I went, I know they made a Quilava, I know they made a Raichu, did they get stuck to the back of something? No, I just forgot to print an entire page of these. So, bonus round, here we go. We have this lovely Raichu just sitting on this log here enjoying some berries. I think this is safe to say, I think this is my favorite Raichu card. I think this is better than the Sleeping Raichu. Let's go ahead and put that out there. I love this. I think it is fabulous. So cool to see. Samurai, very interesting inclusion into this. And if we are following the theme of Loki including the base form of starters from Legends Arceus, then why didn't Decidueye get into this set? Very interesting. But yeah, very curious to see that both Typhlosion and Samurott got included into this particular set here. Speaking of, here is the Kyogre. Also very interesting that no Groudon got included into this set. And I kind of wonder if they're anticipating that the Kyogre is going to be a big chase from Delta Rain to match the Groudon that came out from Paradox Rift? Maybe. I know it was from the Scarlet and Violet era. The one of all the volcanoes erupting behind him. But anyway, I personally think I like this Kyogre better than the one they are going to print in Delta Rain. So very cool to have it. If I pull the one from Delta Rain, great. If not, boohoo. I don't think I'm going to necessarily go out of my way for it because I think it is going to be a very expensive card for me personally. I love this Quilava, and I'm so sad that we did not get a physical official printing of this card because if I'm not mistaken, this art is by the mangaka of Witch Hat Atelier. So cool that this card has come out when I just started finally watching that series. I put that one on hold for a long time, not because I don't believe in the hype, I very much do. It is a beautiful, beautiful series. However, it is one that I was like, I want to wait until this all comes out so that I can sit down and savor this. And I was like, yes, I finally have the time to do so now. And then this card comes out and I'm like, I recognize that shading style. I know what that is. I'm fairly certain. So absolutely love this card. So cool that we now have a matching line of my favorite starter in the TCG Pocket. This Ponyta, I love this Ponyta. This is so cute with the Ponyta and the Rapidash, and frankly, I'm surprised that we have not yet had something like this, but I think this is an absolutely beautiful art. I really like this. This Excelgor, if I am not mistaken, this also matches a Conkeldurr that came out in the Black Bolt White Flare, and potentially also the Dragalge SIR that came out with Chaos Rising. But love the contrast of the colors in this. Love how the background matches the actual helmet of Excelgor. Super cool color palette. Kricketune! I love Kricketune. I love how they keep putting him in like beautiful classical music settings, like the hardwood, the guitar in the background. Maestro Kricketune, so good. And last but certainly not least, this lovely Lileep kind of at the bottom of the ocean. Love that Lileep and Anorith both got put in the Hoenn set. But yeah, that is the bonus round, and the eagle-eyed amongst you will also notice that there is a Noivern that I did not include. That is on purpose. Unfortunately, the Google Drive that I get my high-res scans of my proxies does not have that one in very good quality, so hopefully that will get fixed, and then once it does, I will print it and add it, but as of now, it's not very good. So that is the only one that is intentionally missing from this set. If I have missed anything else, then it is unintentional. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.